Okay, so just for the record, there were no competitions that I know of, but there were contests. So there were dance contests since the early 70s. And there was a lot of contests that would be in like social clubs or even small bars, lounges and discos. Contests, dancing contests, they were happening. So that, and in the high schools and in schools, there was dance contests in the schools all the time through the 1970s. So that existed, and a lot of times it was the crowd who made the choice of the winner. And then there's battles in the 70s also with breaking contests in the Bronx, that there's history of contests with judges. So, you know, maybe they would say there's one historic story that the father from the church was the judge of the battle. You know, so seriously, this is true stories of things that I've read and talked to with my friends about. When in the 1980s, I entered two contests in the 80s, early 80s. I entered a contest with Crazy Legs up in Riverdale on 207. There was a Halloween party and a dance contest, and it was mostly hustle partners, and me and Crazy Legs entered, and he did the bridge and I did the turtle under the bridge, and the crowd went ah, and we won first place. That was the only contest that I entered there. Then on the east side, my partner Chino Cheng, there was a Smurf contest, and we entered the Smurf contest. It was $100 for the prize. The other one was $100 and 2 trophies. The one in Spanish Harlem, and B&B's was the name of the place on 122nd Street. We entered that, and he did the spider move, and I did the turtle under the spider, and the crowd went crazy, and we won. So those are the only 2 contests that I entered that, that, you know, like will be considered a contest, blah, 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 etc. Battles in general, you know, I mean, it's like, it wasn't really like setting up battles. Like, if you went to another place and those songs came on and you danced, so, you know, someone's going to challenge you, or you're going to challenge somebody. So we would go to roller skating rinks and end up in battles. And then there were times when it's like, okay, well, you know, we know that this crew breaks over there, let's go over there. You know, and then one of the first examples of that was at USA roller skating rink, where we set up the battle of dynamic rockers versus rock steady. So that was one of the first ones that were kind of like set up, that we knew it was going to happen. You know, and I don't have that much information on who set that up because it was so long ago. I just went to battle too. So we knew that was going to happen, but a lot of the experiences we had, we just go somewhere and it would be a battle. You know, like it would turn into a battle. You know, so the setup battles would happen. The other one that was set up was the Rocksteady crew versus Floor Masters at Negril in 1982. That was set up, and it was an exhibition battle, you know, so we knew that was going to happen. You know, and things like that. And then the other one that's most famous is Lincoln Center. And Lincoln Center in 1982, where we battled dynamic rockers in the middle of Lincoln Center, which is, you know, this beautiful arts, you know, music and dance kind of like area in Midtown Manhattan. And that one received media attention with the New York Times and the Daily News. So those periodicals exist, they can be found. So that's the example of those ones that got exposure, and this helped expose people to what a battle was. Like, people were, in some of these articles, it was explained, you know, these media people would explain what about. And these are the moments when the media started using the terminology breakdancing, because they didn't understand what we were doing. So they started saying breakdancing, but we never said those words, breakdancing. We said breaking, you know what I'm saying, or rocking, or b-boying. So those are the moments when those situations, the media coverage not only shared it with the masses, to where regular people started saying, oh, well, that's interesting, you know, hip hop, you know. But at the same time, it gave us chances to compete and get notoriety and fame. You know, so those are the main ones that stand out from that time period. There were a few competitions. There was the big breakdance contest in New York City. Now, when in 1984 we were touring, Rocksteady crew was doing already tours. We were the first group of boys to become professional Rocksteady crew. So we were already in Europe, and they did a big breakdance contest in the Roxy's. And this is the contest that was won by Dynamic Breakers. I think it was 84. And, you know, so that was a big thing. You know, it was like disco, you know. And I think that happened in small places. And then it started exploding more and more and more after that. And then in 1984, we went to Los Angeles and we judged the Jerry Lewis Telethon Rocksteady Crew. We were the judges because we were popular, blah, blah, blah. And we judged the big breakdance contest in Los Angeles in 84, which was phenomenal. It was like 80 groups, but a lot of the groups were all like locking and popping and hitting and strutting and doing all the current dances at that time. Big groups, 8 to 9 people, and then like maybe 15 or 20, less than that, were breaking groups. You know, so that's the beginning of the quote unquote sponsored competition era. It was around 84.